Welcome everyone to episode 49 of the Brewhouse podcast between two brothers where we talk about gaming, tech, entertainment, and everything in between. This week we're going to be going over giving our thoughts on, and not really recapping, but more reviewing season 7, the final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And before we get into it, I just want to say that if you haven't watched The Clone Wars, it is, in my opinion, some of the best Star Wars content that you can watch.
Easily.
It's, people think, oh, it's animated, so it's definitely kid friendly, but especially the last season, it was, especially the last 4 episodes, it was
right.
Very dark. It was darker, for sure, and it was a lot more mature than I would say. Definitely more mature than like Rebels was, except for like a few moments. But yeah, I was really excited for this season. I was wondering if they were ever going to finish it.
What do you mean?
Like if they were ever going to finish the show, because they went on a hiatus for like a long time.
Right. Yeah. No, I think they did the right thing. I mean, they kind of ended it.
Well, it's not the end of the story for any of the characters in the show, because all the characters from Clone Wars were pretty much all in Rebels. So it was cool seeing how they kind of got to that point, though.
Yeah, I think where they ended it was, before there was any overlapping, before they were probably trying to figure out how to do that, and then Rebels came around and they brought some of those characters over to that show. And so they figured, hey, we can go back and fill in those plot holes and show them how they got there, or how they escaped.
So I really liked the way they set this season up. It was 12 episodes, which I think, was it the shortest season?
Yes,
but they kind of split it up into thirds. So like
there's like 3 different storylines.
Yeah, so the first 4 episodes were kind of the Bad Batch with Anakin and Obi-Wan. Mace Windu was in there too. Those were really good. I really enjoyed all the Bad Batch stuff. For those of you that haven't watched or didn't watch, it was kind of I guess you could say, a unique platoon of clones. It was like 5 or 6 of them, and they were kind of they weren't like the ideal quote unquote pristine clones. They kind of all had differences. Like one of them was huge. One of them had like really long hair, stuff like that. So they were a unique group of clones, I guess you could say. And it was really cool seeing how, like, because all we've seen of the clones, even in the movies, was them being like all the same, them all following orders to a T.
Right.
And the Bad Batch kind of like broke away from that mold. So I thought that was really cool to see.
No, I definitely like the first storyline, them trying to go find Echo because they found out he's alive, and that's how they were coordinating and defending against their attacks.
Yeah, that was a really cool storyline.
I definitely like that better than the first Ahsoka storyline.
Yeah, I get why they did the first one. They needed to build that kind of relationship, I guess, because later in that storyline when they get captured, you needed to have, I guess, you needed to care about the characters a little bit, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, the first like 2 episodes Ahsoka was in, which was episode 5 and 6, those were kind of, especially the first one, the first episode she was in was very slow. And again, you're starting, again, there's 2 main storylines and they kind of converge into one. You have the Bad Batch and all that stuff for the first 4 episodes. Then you have Ahsoka for the next 4. And then at the end, it kind of leads into her meeting up with Maul.
Maul and, mainly Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan retaking Mandalore, which I can't say enough good things about the last 4 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
It was legit a movie. Like, if you watch them all back to back to back to back, it's a movie.
Well, I want to see a supercut where they weave those episodes into the actual Revenge of the Sith movie.
Yeah. Favorite moment of the season by far was, I think it happened in episode 11, was when Order 66 happened. The music that was playing was just ridiculously good. I had all the feels. And then even, I don't know if IGN originally posted it, but they posted in like a supercut of Order 66 happening and like from everything. So they did it from like Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. They did it from Fallen Order too, which is really cool. So yeah, the kind of beginning of Ahsoka's storyline in this season was definitely slow.
Well, that was mainly to build, like the internal struggle in herself.
Yeah, I mean, it was more character development because, I mean, we hadn't. Again, it had been. I don't know the exact time period, but it had been a while since we had seen these characters, and they even introduced new characters. So they needed to kind of build their storylines back up, and I'm very interested to see where they go with Ahsoka's character, because she's going to be in The Mandalorian. So that's.
You saw what happened to her at the end of Rebels, right?
Remind me. I don't remember exactly.
So I forget.
I mean, she fought Vader.
She fought Vader. She ends up going, because the main character, I forget the kid's name.
Ezra.
Ezra ends up leaving, like pretty much going to exile. So at the end of the movie, it's the bounty hunter. I forget her name too. It's been forever since I watched that.
Yeah, me too. That's why.
Ahsoka, she's like looking at a memorial of like all the crew and everything like that, and Ahsoka comes and they pretty much go try to find Ezra. So I don't know if that could mean eventually Ezra could be in it, but no, it's gonna be that Ahsoka is gonna end up training Baby Yoda or the child or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, because she'll see it and recognize, oh, this looks exactly like Master Yoda did. So again, let's focus on the last 4 episodes, because I mean, it ties in so well with Revenge of the Sith, and they do such a good job of letting you know what's going on. So like episode 9 was like with Anakin and Ahsoka meeting again. That's where Anakin gives her new lightsabers.
Yep.
And
they were blue.
Yeah, they were blue, not the white ones that she had in Rebels. Because in Rebels she gets the red crystals from Inquisitors and then purges them, right, to make them white.
Yep.
Okay. She gets the new lightsabers, and towards the end of the episode, they're like, "All right, well, you're going to go to Mandalore to try and capture them all and retake the planet." And
well, she wanted to go help, but she wanted their help, and
but they couldn't
because they needed to go, because Palpatine just got captured by Dooku and Grievous, so they went and had to go save him. So they said, "Okay, well, you go, you take your battalion of clones that all had like the paint to match her skin color, and go capture them all."
I thought it was really cool too how they tied in from the first Clone Wars animated series, how Shakti was also protecting the Chancellor and that, and even though it's not canon anymore.
No,
the original one, it was still cool how they brought up like Shakti was guarding him or whatever. So that, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was an Easter egg or a nod to that, but I thought it was pretty cool how they did that. So then the next episode was when stuff really started going down. This is when Maul and Ahsoka battle, like in the throne room on Mandalore and everything.
Yeah, that was on episode 10.
Yeah. And I mean, that was some really good choreography, and they had like, it was like live action, like people actually doing the moves and everything.
Well, they had Ray Park come back and reprise his role.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So that the big lead up to that, saying like that Maul knew that Palpatine was grooming Anakin to be his apprentice, and just like dropping that bomb on Ahsoka, and it was just so good. And then Maul saying, "Join me and we can take him down." And she didn't want to.
Well, she did at first. She did at first, but then she was like, "What are you going to do with Anakin?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, I'm going to kill him."
Yeah.
And the episode is called "The Phantom Apprentice," which is in reference to Anakin, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Phantom Menace isn't in reference to Darth Maul. It's in reference to Sidious.
Exactly.
Because at the time he was still Plagueis' apprentice.
Right. And he doesn't die until he doesn't go kill Plagueis until he becomes Chancellor.
Right. Yeah. So like towards the end of the movie, pretty much. All right.
Yeah.
About the 75% mark of the way through the movie, probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, the throne room fight scene was really cool. The scaffolding fight scene was really cool too.
The higher ground nod and
yeah, it was just overall executed really well. At the beginning of this episode too, or it might have been the end of last episode, you see Darth Maul talking to like the crime syndicate. Right. And I forget the character's name. He's in Solo though. The guy Paul Bettany plays.
Yeah,
you see him.
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, you see him. He's one of the holograms. And then you have the people that Ahsoka and they had done the spice run for or whatever.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. They showed that.
Yeah, well, that was given just to show that like this is how he gets to where he was in Solo, because I mean that's the next.
It's the next step for him.
Yeah, well, that would be also chronologically in the movies. That'd be the next movie or next story that they have out.
Yeah. Episode 11 was when Order 66 happened, and something that I think a lot of people don't realize is that the clones have like chips implanted into their brains. So when they like got the order for Order 66, they were like they had to follow it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh, the clones just turned like instantly, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they did, but they also had the chips forcing them to do it.
Yeah, and they pulled... I went back and rewatched all the major episodes before watching this season. So it was Fives that found out. He was one of the original ones that was with Rex.
Yeah.
And he pulled his out, but they ended up killing him.
Yeah. So again, I think a lot of people don't realize that. Again, the music for when Order 66 happened was very good. It hit like a freight train. And I don't know if the animation was different or better.
It was better. So
this last season was insane.
There was definitely, they had more money to put into it because Disney was behind it. They had the Disney Animation Studio to be able to do it. So no, it was definitely better quality because they showed the lightsaber fight between Maul and his brother versus Obi-Wan, and then compare that to this Maul fight, and it was just so much better.
Yeah. Especially the very last scene of the last episode. Was like, it was some of the best animation I've seen, like in general, which we'll get to after we cover the next episode.
Yeah. So, little side note: the guy that did the music for this, people are trying to get him to replace John Williams since he retired.
I wouldn't mind that.
No, especially the song at the very end.
Yeah, have John Williams kind of like be a consultant or overlook things.
Yeah,
but have the other guy do the main stuff. And then the last episode was...
Oh, so before we go to the last episode, on Shattered, the 11th one, whenever they were hearing through the force of Anakin, killing Windu and everything like that, those were the original cast voices. Yeah. So you had Ian McDiarmid as Darth Sidious, Hayden Christensen, Samuel L. Jackson, and even Silas Carson as a Moon Dai or whatever that you said, Kia Dai Moon Dai.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch too.
Yeah.
So the last episode was very good. Freaking Darth Maul like tears apart the hyperdrive room, goes straight freaking Darth Vader out of Rogue One, just without a lightsaber.
Crushing everybody.
Chops a dude's arm off with a door to get his communicator.
That was definitely probably the goriest set in the entire show.
Yeah, I think that was in episode 11 actually. It might have been, I don't know.
Yeah, it was no, it was 12.
Okay. Well, either or, it was that was like the goriest thing they've probably done in this show.
No, you're right, it was 11. 12 is mainly just them going to the ship.
I feel bad for the droids, dude. The droids got straight blasted in episode 12 that were helping them escape.
Yeah, no, they definitely were. But I mean, it was good that, everybody knew Rex survived.
Yeah, because he's in Rebels.
Yeah, he's in Rebels, and 2 other ones end up surviving, but obviously I guess he somehow gets their chips out somehow too. But no, it was good. It
was also cool seeing how the clones were still like, they still knew like what was happening. They weren't just like mindless. They weren't like droids or robots. They were like, they knew something was happening, and because like he was talking to Jesse, the other.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay, Rex was talking to Jesse. It was like one of the other I guess like his captain or something. Or no, I think lieutenant under him. And he was like trying to reason with him and be like, you know, Ahsoka's not a Jedi anymore, so on and so forth. So I thought that was really cool because again, they had the chips in their heads, so like they didn't really have a choice, but they still knew what was going on. So you see Darth Maul escape towards the end of that episode. So I'm really interested to see what they do with his storyline, see how he gets from where he is now into Rebels, into the Solo storyline, so on and so forth.
Yeah, because I mean, Rebels he's dead in Rebels.
Yeah,
he ends up fighting Obi-Wan on Tatooine, and he dies there. So it would be interesting if I'm assuming the Obi-Wan show is going to be him on Tatooine.
Yeah. Speaking of which, for that, Hayden Christensen got signed on for a role for that. So I'm guessing Liam Neeson is next, because Liam Neeson has to be in that series. Well, okay, Qui-Gon Jinn has to be in that series, because he's the one that teaches Obi-Wan how to be a Force ghost.
Yes. So I don't know if it's going to be with Hayden Christensen. I wonder if it could be like flashbacks.
Probably, yeah. That's, I mean, I don't know. If it's going to be anything like The Mandalorian, which I'm sure they're going to put the time and effort into making it good.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be producing that or directing that.
And also, Taika Waititi got confirmed to be producing / directing a new movie.
Yes.
Which I cannot wait for.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Hopefully, that would be cool if you could do the Ahsoka movie.
That would be cool, yeah.
Or are they doing a show?
I don't know. I mean, I know she's just going to be in The Mandalorian. I didn't realize she was getting her own show.
Yeah, no, I think there's talks of her getting a spinoff. So I'd almost rather her get a movie.
Yeah,
you know, full budget production, and then also have her pop up in the Obi-Wan, the Mandalorian, all that.
Crap, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, it'll also be interesting to see how Maul gets the Dark Blade, and now that gets from Maul into crap, what's his name? Greef Karga or whatever Greef Targa, I think, from the Mandalorian. What did you see at the end of season 1?
No, but what's her face in Rebels gets it from Maul. In Rebels,
I know, but I'm saying it'll be interesting to see how it goes from one person to the next.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to tie that in somehow.
Yeah, because I mean that was a freaking bombshell at the end of season 1 of Mandalorian. Yeah. Like, all right, this old Empire general pretty much has the Dark Blade randomly.
Right.
So that'll be really interesting to see. And then the very last scene of the last episode was
so good,
freaking insane. There was like a time skip, and you see
it wasn't that long.
I mean, it was long. No, it was long enough for. It was long enough for weeks. No, it was long enough for the clones to be wearing stormtrooper outfits.
I want to say it's a couple weeks. The videos that I've been seeing, it's so. If we can put the ship going down, Order 66 happens, and then all in a very short time period, Obi-Wan goes and fights Anakin on Mustafar. And that happens very quickly.
Yeah, but
like the end of the movie. So I'm saying, it's probably a couple weeks, and then he's going to find out. I think, because I think a couple of the stormtroopers had more so like you can almost tell their armor was slowly changing to what the original trilogies look like throughout this season. So I don't think it's definitely not years. I'll say
no, it's not years. I'd say it's longer than weeks, though.
I'd say it's weeks to maybe a month or two, because he's going to see what happened to Ahsoka, because he still has that connection, and then he picks up her lightsaber and he connects with her, because there's still a Force presence.
So, and one thing I'm wondering is what happened to her other lightsaber, because she had 2 of them.
She probably kept one.
Yeah, but why would she get rid of one and keep the other?
Act like she died.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the animation in that scene was freaking ridiculous. Looked real. And when I say this, I don't mean, oh, it was easy, anybody could do it. It was kind of an easier scene to animate because it was snow. It was, just Vader walking.
Yeah.
And apparently if you looked through his mask where his eyes are, they were blue. Yeah, they weren't yellow, like the Sith yellow, which was a really nice touch.
It was that's what I'm saying. It was earlier on.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. It wasn't years or anything like that, but I think some time had definitely passed because they didn't go from the clone troop, like the clone uniforms and armor to this stormtrooper armor for a while.
The only thing that makes me say it's probably a little bit more closer to months is the ship, because the ship was 4, 5, and 6 ship.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, this season I was kind of worried because I was like, oh, it's only 12 episodes.
I was fine.
But I'm glad they didn't add any unnecessary stuff. The only thing I would label 6 close as unnecessary was Ahsoka meeting the people that she met, which again, they had to build up, they had to build up her character again.
Yeah.
And everything.
All the seasons besides the 6th one were about 20. 6 was 13.
Yeah.
So I would rather a solid 13 season.
And again, the last 4 episodes were legit. You can watch them like a movie.
Oh yeah,
they were very good.
And I didn't even realize the last one dropped on May the 4th, so I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna watch that.
I didn't realize that either until Sunday. Because
Did you watch the?
I didn't watch the Mandalorian documentary yet. I want to watch that.
That's what I was gonna ask. It's good. It's really good.
Are they dropping an episode per week, or do they just drop everything? Or is it just one episode?
They did one on May the 4th, and there's another one dropping, and then they're going to be a regular release on Friday.
Okay.
So this one was going through the directors. So each director that they had. Yeah. So no, it was good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that. Anyways,
I want to say, sorry, the first 10 minutes. It's only like it's supposed to be 30 minutes, so like 25 minutes. The first 10 minutes or so are Dave Filoni. And how he got cast to do Rebels, and then he ended up getting on with this and everything like that.
Yeah. If Dave Filoni is involved with it, Star Wars is in good hands. I'm very excited to see where they go moving on from the sequel series, because I want to say it can't get any worse than those were. And again, Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker weren't terrible. At least I don't think. Last Jedi was terrible, but
Last Jedi was terrible, but it was. If they would have kept going in the direction that they started off the movie with, it would have been better. But
yeah. Anyways, I'm very excited to see where Star Wars goes from here, with Taika Waititi being involved, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni, people that seem like they really care about the series.
Yes.
Not to say like J.J. Abrams didn't or anything like that, but
he wasn't. I mean, you're gonna watch that episode of the behind the scenes and everything, and you're gonna see what a big super Star Wars nerd Dave Filoni is.
Yeah, and even then, it's like we were talking about in our Final Fantasy VII remake review. Like when people make stuff that they're fans of, when people are fans of the stuff they make, they put more heart into it. Yeah, they put more heart into it, and you can usually see that.
Right.
Like in Clone Wars, you could see like the care and the attention to detail that was put into it, and it really makes a big difference. So yeah, we're very excited to see what the future holds for Star Wars in general, and we'll be here to cover whatever is happening. So
4 months until Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah, I know the filming got delayed for season 3.
Yeah, no, season 2 is already wrapped. They're probably just finalizing it. That's still planning to come out August? October? No, not August.
No, it's October. No, it might even be November.
Somewhere around there, before December.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Kenobi, the filming for Kenobi is probably going to get delayed. So that'll probably get delayed a year.
Marvel's side note, I saw that Winter Soldier and Falcon got approved to continue working wherever country they were in. I forget exactly where it was, but that Marvel and Disney hasn't commented yet.
Okay, so that'll be something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we'll be there to cover all the Star Wars stuff, all the Marvel stuff. Again, like like he just said, we're kind of playing it by ear to see when things are going to start filming again. Because pretty much everything got delayed because of the current events going on. But we will be there to cover it. So if you guys enjoyed our review of Season 7 of Clone Wars, be sure to like whatever platform you're listening on, subscribe, follow, click the buttons, do the things. And we will be back next week with episode 50. Episode 50 already.
Ooh.
Jesus. Don't know what we're going to be talking about yet, but it'll be something.
We could have talked about the Xbox stuff today, but it's not worth talking about.
That's not worth talking about. That was a
disaster.
That was a yikes from me, dog.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I want Sony to show something, they have shown nothing so far, and it was still better than what Xbox did this morning.
And it's how they let it up. Like
it's gameplay.
It's not even that. They're saying like games change tomorrow or something like that. It's like, you said it's already going to be third-party games, so you know it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of that, I was just like watching this. I'm just like, this is all cinematic scenes.
Yeah, they kept talking about, the next gen can do this, this, and this. It's like, okay, show me.
Nope.
You haven't shown me any. Like, I believe them, but show me.
But every game they showed today is going to be on PlayStation also.
Yeah, like show the 120 FPS, show the 4K 60 FPS, show all that.
Oh, before we go, what's your quick thoughts on Destiny 2 saying it's going to go to PS5?
I mean, I figured they would. I'm glad that they are putting in the resources to hopefully upscale everything from this gen to next gen.
You think they're going to cap it at 60 frames?
Yeah, because it's Bungie. And not to say that they're incompetent, but I don't know that they want to devote the resources to making it run any faster than 60 FPS. Let's put it that way.
They should just go ahead and stop and go for Destiny 3, to be honest.
Well, that we could go into a whole other podcast. Destiny 3 is not happening for at least the next 3 years. Guarantee
I'd say the next 5 or 6.
Because they released their weekly article and they were talking about 2 years in the future for Destiny 2.
Nope. I'd say another 5 years out.
Oh no, I'm saying they were talking about year 4, 5, and 6 of Destiny 2.
Yeah,
and we're not even in year 4. We're in year 3 of Destiny 2 right now.
I'm saying you're at least another 5 years out from Destiny 3.
Yeah, I am excited to see what Bungie is working on their second project. Because Chris Barrett is leading that, and he's the dude that headed Taken King.
Okay, well, that's
Taken King was the best Destiny's ever been. So
so hopefully he might be in charge of the third one.
Yeah, either that or, like I said, they're making an entirely separate game, which I'm pretty sure he's in charge of.
You think it'll be another FPS?
I don't know. That'll be interesting, though. Definitely be interesting. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Be sure to leave your thoughts down below on what you thought of Season 7 of Clone Wars, what you think the next step is for Star Wars. Is it going to be Old Republic? It's going to be High Republic, so on and so forth. So until next time, guys.
Keep gaming.
And we will see y'all later. Peace.